On today's episode of Nerdy Dating, we talk about why it's important to ask specific questions to get the specific answer that you want versus asking a general question and get a general answer. We also talk about a girl who is having doubts in her relationships and wants to know how to handle seeing a past partner and how to handle her feelings with her current relationship. And we talk about why it's okay for a lady to say, pick up your mess, I'm not your maid, I'm your wife. But it's not a husband to say, it's not okay for that husband to say, hey, fix your computer, I'm not your technician, I'm your husband. We're talking about that dynamic and more on this episode of Nerdy Dating. Stick around, because it's going to be a fun one. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Ali Zakka, and thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for watching it. Please share, like, and let your friends and family know about this podcast. They're, out here giving dating advice, whether it's from YouTube, whether it's from Reddit, whether it's from TikTok, giving dating advice, and just hope you take this advice to help you with your dating and relationship life. Now, let's go ahead and get to our first topic. This is actually from TikTok, and it's from a girl named Becca Michi, and let's see what she has to say here. So here
Something
we go.
I hate about men is you have to ask every single question to get all the answers because there's no way they are going to decide to do that on their own. One time I was dating a guy and we were at a party. We were seeing each other from other sides of the party, talking to other people, our friends. And then there was a new girl I had never seen before. She was not familiar to me and they were talking and they were a little too close. I just got a feeling in my heart. So I walked on over, said hello, and he introduced me. He said, "This is my girlfriend, Becca." And I said hello to her. She was very nice. And when we left the party, because I had a vibe, I asked him, I said, "Have you guys ever dated?" And he looked at me like I asked the craziest question and went, "Oh no, I would never date her." And I said, "Oh, okay, I guess my intuition was wrong," which it usually never is. Then fast forward 3 months later, we bump into her again on the sidewalk. And I proceed to find out that they used to hook up with each other. And I looked at him and I said, "I asked you at the party if anything happened between you guys." And he looked at me dead in the face and genuinely thought he was right in saying, "Oh, no, you asked me if we dated. I would never date her, but we used to hook up." So I always remember, with men, I ask every single question so then they can't say I didn't ask.
All right, and I would say this is a good talking point here for not just men, but people in general, for your partners in general. You should ask specific questions. If you thinking like, "Oh, have you dated?" Because in her situation, she asked him, "Have you dated before?" And he gave her the right answer, which was, "No, I have not dated her. I have not dated her before." But what her question wasn't dating, which means taking somebody on dates, going on dates, courting somebody. That wasn't her true question. She wanted to know, have you slept with her? And did you hook up with her? Because yes, he hooked up with her, friends with benefits, whatever the case would be, but he didn't date her. And that question, she needed to be more specific to that question when she was talking to him, that, hey, did you used to hook up with this person? Or did you used to date this person? Like, date, not just date, but did you used to hook up with this person? Or did you hook up and date this person? Then he would have got the answer of, "I didn't date her, but I definitely hooked up with her." And my partner and I, we had this conversation because we listened to the video, and she made a really good answer to this. She was like, she should have asked the question, "Have you had history with this person?" Because by her saying I had history with her, that encompasses everything, whether that's hooking up, whether that's going on dates, whether that's a relationship or not. That encompasses everything. Because if she would have asked the question, have you been in a relationship with this person? Was this person your girlfriend? He would have said no. If you date this person, he would have said no. But she should have asked, have you hooked up with this person? Or if you had any history with this person, then she would have got the answer that she was looking for, which was, yes, he did hook up with her. No, he would never date her because they probably didn't match compatibility wise, or whatever the case would be. Or maybe he was in his player era. I don't know. But this is a good conversation here about communication and being specific with what you're saying. So not just men, but women too. Guys and girls, when you're having a conversation with somebody, don't beat around the bush. Don't think that like, "Oh, I was thinking about this. In reality, I was trying to say this." Say what you're trying to say. Ask the question that you want to answer. That way the person gives you their answer, and where that'll be, and have them be honest about it, versus you're saying, "Oh, you didn't date." Yeah, you got the right answer. They didn't date. But That's what wasn't you was looking for. You was looking for the question of, did you used to hook up with this person, which is a completely different thing. So ask that question, because people might have different, and heck, in the world of dating, even now, people have different ideas on what dating is. Somebody's casual could be somebody else's relationship. Somebody else's relationship could be somebody else's casual. So you definitely got to be more specific when it comes to, hey, have you slept with this person before? How did you know this person? Like, those questions are better versus just saying, did you used to date this person? Because dating could mean like, oh, I took this person on a date courting. I'm not repeating myself, but courting this person, which is not what she was looking for. The answer she was looking for is, have you hooked up with this person? So she's like, oh, he thought he was right. In a sense, he was. But that's not the question you was asking for. So be specific when you, and I do agree with her, be specific when you're asking questions. If you want to know something, ask that question. Don't be like, oh, did you guys date? Did you guys, no. Be like, hey, did you hook up with this person? Especially if that's your partner. You should be able to ask those questions without feeling like there's going to be some kind of blowback or fear of their partner, getting upset. And if you date somebody who's going to get upset by your past history, then is that the right relationship to be in? Something to think about. But hopefully you should be able to be open with your partner and be able to express and have communication with them without feeling like you're going to be attacked or looked down on or judged, in a sense. All right, let's move on to the next one here. And this one is from a guy by the name of Jerry Lou, or Jari Lou, I think is how you pronounce his name. But let's see what Jari has to say here. And his comment is, his comment on the video is, how come no one talks about how insane it is when women do this? So let's see what insane it is.
How come no one talks about how insane it is that a lot of wives will look at their husband and say something like, I'm your wife, I'm not your maid. And could you imagine if a husband said to a wife, am I your bodyguard or am I your husband? Am I your Uber or am I your husband? Am I your wallet or am I your husband? Am I your delivery guy or am I your husband? Am I your handyman or am I your husband? Am I your tech support or am I your husband? I could keep going with like 10 more, but you get the point. Dudes will spend their entire adult working life providing for a woman and children, give up on hopes and dreams, hobbies, friendships, you name it, only to get that in return. Am I your maid or am I your wife? Why does no one talk about this? Why does no one acknowledge this? And mind you, this is coming from somebody who clowns on men often. Go look at my other videos, okay? They're usually the opposite. But this right here, it's never made sense to me and it never will.
I like how you threw in there. He's like, hey, let you know. I go both sides on this. Each one has their faults. To answer your question in the comment section, you actually give a really good answer on that too. You go find this video on TikTok. But to answer this question, why it's the same thing with your mother. When you're a kid, and your mom and dad like, I'm not your maid, clean up after yourself. Cleanliness is a thing that everybody should have, and everybody should be willing to clean up and pick up after themselves and clean up and make sure that their area is clean. Don't live dirty. All the other things you mentioned are, am I your handyman? No, I'm your husband. Am I your tech support? No, I'm your husband. All those other things that you mentioned are skills that, at the end of the day, you can pay somebody else to do if it really comes down to it. But as far as a clean place, you need to have your own cleanness. You need to have a clean space. So if you're picking up after yourself that you made a mess, that shows that, hey, you're clean, you're responsible, you like to make sure things are not dirty, you don't like leave things laying around. It shows that you're responsible and you clean up after yourself, and you don't need another adult to pick up stuff after you. You should be doing that to yourself already. So that's why it's like, I'm not your maid, I'm your wife. If you're coming home making a mess and then just expecting your wife to pick that up, and that's not the conversation you guys had from the day one, like, hey, I asked my partner to clean up after me. If that's a conversation you guys had, perfect. Then that's your thing. You handle that. But if you're like, we didn't have this conversation. Our expectation of each other is that we take care of each other, but we also take care of ourselves and we clean up after ourselves, and just be adults in a sense. Not trying to say like a lack of adulthood here, but just be responsible and clean up after yourself. That's the thing. Y'all expectations are, then she can say, hey, Emma, I'm not your mate, I'm your wife. Now, granted, the tone of it is not good. If she could come and say, hey, hubby, I appreciate if you clean up after yourself. I'm busy doing X, Y, and Z. I'll feel a lot of relief if you clean up after yourself and you pick up the dishes after you get done with it, or you put your dishes in the sink, or you do the dishes, do your side of dishes, or whatever the case would be, or you clean your clothes, or whatever it is that you do. I feel a lot more relief, a lot more pressure off myself, so I can focus on X, Y, and Z. That's how the way to have that conversation and have it in a good way. But I do get a point where he's like, I'm not, it's very rude for somebody to say, I'm not your maid, I'm your wife. Like, okay, now. Like, is a way to have that conversation without feeling like you're attacking somebody in a sense. But I say the reason why we don't say I'm not your tech support, I'm your husband, I'm not your auto mechanic, I'm your husband, is because those things are skill sets that if it comes down to it, one, you're not living, well, people do live in their car, but you are not living your car 24/7. Stay with me here. Walk with me now. But you're not living your car 24/7. You're living in your house. You're not, need to have somebody fix a computer 24/7. You get the computer fixed and you're on about your business. The cleaning thing, that's something that happens every single day. And that's something that you should be able to pick up after yourself and be clean in a clean environment, because it also brings a lot of declutter, get rid of a lot of dirty stuff, and just a positive room to be in if you're cleaning up after yourself. So that's why. All right, Reddit time. So we got a few Reddit questions here. This first one here is, what do you do with matches who don't ask you questions back? This happens to me every time. Let's say I ask a guy something, he answers my question, also in a deep way, but he doesn't ask me anything back. So I ask another question, same story. I stop replying, and then either nothing happens or he says, hey, are you okay, or whatever. To me, if you don't ask me anything back, the conversation simply dies. Does this happen only to me? I find it quite boring and frustrating at the same time. This happens to everybody on the dating apps. This happens to everybody. What it is, you're matching with a bunch of people. These people having different conversations. Some people are not just only swipe right on you for the dopamine rush and realize, okay, me and this person like each other, but they don't really want to get to know you. And therefore, if you're asking questions, get deep with every single person, you'll find out that they might not want to get deep with you. That happens on with every single person, not just you. Everybody goes to that who's on a dating app, who's single and out there swiping. They will find somebody who doesn't match well with them, or who doesn't want to start a conversation with them, or just let the conversation die. And that's their prerogative. If somebody wants to get to know you, they're going to start asking questions as well, and eventually try to get you off the app. But if they just don't respond back and answer the question, that's something that you want and you need from your partners, for them to ask questions. They seem like they're inquisitive, then find somebody, keep swiping to you, match with somebody who will start asking you questions, and then you'll be okay. But don't expect that person to start asking you questions and actually want to go on a date with you too. Don't be careful with that. So, but yeah, it doesn't happen. It's not just you. It's everybody in the dating world. All right, next one. Female 26 having doubts about long-term. Male 27. Seeing a past love made me feel weird about my current relationship. What can I do about it? Hello, I'm a female 26. Have been feeling weird since seeing someone who used to be really special to me. Long story short, we didn't get the timing right. They liked me when I was about to start a relationship. After ending that relationship, because I realized I felt something for them, they started to date someone and we fell apart. But that was supposed to be in the past. I'm currently in a 6-year relationship with my boyfriend, but reliving those memories after seeing them made me feel like I don't love him in the way I'm supposed to. He truly is the best and has helped me grow in ways I couldn't have done alone. I don't want to hurt him in any way. I just want these feelings about a person I haven't talked to in years to go away. Any suggestions? That's life. That is life. You are going to come across at one point or another an ex of yours that you thought like, no, this is going to be special. They flash back, and then all of a sudden you start getting those thoughts and like, man, that's crazy. wow, this human. You're a human that had those emotions and be like, man, I was in a relationship with that person and yeah, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. And that's where you need to start with, right there. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. You're 26 now. You've been dating your boyfriend for 6 years. So you've been dating your boyfriend since you're 20. So this person's probably, high school person or early college person that you dated, that you might have had a crush on, that you got to try to make it happen. It didn't work out for whatever reason. And you said it too, in a sense. You said, they liked me when I was about to start a relationship. After ending that relationship, because I realized I felt something for them, they started to date somewhere else and we fell apart. Yeah. You was about to date somebody else, therefore you didn't tell the person you're about to date, say, hey, I don't think it's gonna work. I'm gonna go, I'm curious to see where this goes with somebody else. You didn't tell that person, and then you did end that with that person, but they just like, oh, this person moved on and they went with somebody else. They might be single now. So be it. But you're currently in a good relationship. Don't ruin a good relationship for a what if. Don't do it. You're in a good relationship. If your partner's treating you the best and you make you feel that you are special and taken care of and you love your partner, then stay with that partner. Don't break up with them because you think, well, what's like on the other side of the yard over there? The grass isn't always greener. That's a real statement why people say that. You end up breaking up with your partner because you want to go chase a ghost, and then that ghost legit goes away, and you're like, well, now I'm here with nobody, and my partner wouldn't moved on because they realized that, hey, I thought I had something special. They love me because they want to go chase something. They're going to leave. Like, your partner's not going to stick around for that. Stay with your partner. What you're feeling right now is a human emotion. It's like what ifs. The what ifs will pop in. But what you have to remember is that, one, you're in a committed relationship. You love your partner and you want to continue being with your partner, and understand that that moment, that flighting thing happened, but there's a reason why it never happened. There's a reason why it never worked. And you say, oh, because of timing. I don't really believe that. Timing is that person, the whole thing, both of you guys was upfront and honest with each other and say, hey, I liked you. I might start something else. You could be like, hey, I'm going to go see, before you got into a relationship with that other person back in the past, say, you could have easily said to that person, hey, somebody came up that I wasn't expecting. I want to see where that goes too. I'm going to go try that out and see, and try it out. Sound horrible. I'm going to see what experiences I can have with this person, see if we are a better match, or whatever the case may be. But you can say that to the person that you're, dating, and say, about the date, or not an official relationship, but you can tell them like, hey, the timing was off. They came back to me, so I just want to see what happens with that, and go from there. And you can be 100% honest with that. And the person who you're dating, they're not official yet, and they see that like, okay, well, we tried, but okay, it hurts, but they'll move on as well. But don't leave your good relationship because you want to go experience a what if with somebody else. The what ifs, there's a reason why it didn't work. There's a reason why it didn't happen. You say timing, but timing, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You've been dating your partner for 6 years. Stay with your partner. Stay with your partner. Next one. I don't feel like it. We've been dating for about 6 weeks, and he was so passive about Valentine's and not really interested. Then he asked me if I like flowers yesterday, and I said yes, but then he came to see me empty-handed, which annoyed me because I thought maybe he wanted to be thoughtful and just do something cute. Even a card or a single flower would have been nice. Didn't give him the card I made. Now I don't even feel like doing anything for his birthday next week because I feel disheartened, but had planned to do something special and get him a cake. Maybe I was being too forward and it's too soon, so I guess I should use that same logic for his birthday next week. I don't know, maybe I'm just bitter, LOL. So she's been dating this person for about 6 weeks, and Valentine's Day is around. So 6 weeks, it's about a month and 2 weeks. And Valentine's Day it came up and he didn't give you flowers. He asked for flowers. And you want to know how should you move forward? One, if his birthday's next week, do what you want to do for his birthday. If you're going to make him cake and do something special, then do it something special. Do you like this guy? If you not like this guy, I wouldn't go all in and do girlfriend things for somebody that, if you guys not boyfriend, girlfriend, yeah, I wouldn't do girlfriend things for somebody I'm not boyfriend, girlfriends with. It just don't do that. But you can definitely give him a card or give him, the cake if you want to. He'll appreciate the gesture, but once again, y'all not boyfriend, girlfriends. Y'all still dating. Valentine's Day would have been nice to got something instead of empty-handed. Yes. Could he have done something like give you flowers or give you a card? Yes. Also, my question is like, you don't sell ages here, but if he's 19, 20 and can't really afford something, now somebody might say, well, he shouldn't be dating. Hey, you're 19, 20. People are in relationships, but you couldn't really afford something. All right, that's fine. But if he's like 31, 32 and it's Valentine's Day and he didn't give wish you happy Valentine's or give you a card or something, yeah, I'll be a little bit like, hey, I like Valentine's Day. I would appreciate it if you would have got me something. And you can say it to him. I like Valentine's Day. It's a favorite holiday of mine. You can say it's a favorite holiday. You enjoy Valentine's Day. You enjoy spending time on Valentine's Day. I would appreciate it if, I could have got a gift. And you can say that and let him think about it. If you guys make it to a whole year, he'll make sure that Valentine's Day he'll do something for you. But yeah, this is something where for his birthday, you should just go ahead and follow suit. Give him a cake. You don't have to go all out because you guys are only 6 weeks in, not official. So I wouldn't go all out, but at the same time, I wouldn't be bitter about the fact that he didn't give you something for Valentine's Day. Maybe he holds ask him about Valentine's Day. Maybe he holds Valentine's Day for something for a relationship and not for just dating. So these are questions that you need to talk to and be specific. Like, hey, how do you feel about Valentine's Day? And see what he said. And he could have been like, I really enjoyed Valentine's Day. I actually would have appreciated it if you could have got me a card or flowers. Nothing you can do about it now, but future, if you make it around, I enjoy Valentine's Day and let him sit with that. All right, next one. Losing my desire to talk to women. I had a string of bad encounters with women that left me completely drained, and after my last one, I feel completely apathetic towards life. Ooh. However, I decided to start talking to women again, and what I noticed was that I don't have a burning desire to charm a woman anymore. I used to say over the top things and make wild jokes to make a girl laugh and smile, but now I feel so monotone. I take things more seriously than I have to. I don't feel as funny as I used to be. I don't go out of my way to make a woman feel super special in any way, and I feel so dry when talking to women. In the past, even if I was being dry, it was usually due to being nervous and not being able to come up with words, but now it's simply due to not feeling anything. I have BPD, so at least I can't get clingy with a girl sometimes, but even then I feel empty. I want to fix this. What should I do? Take a break from dating. Just take a break from dating altogether. Work on yourself. Go read books about self-love books, or books on like how to be single, or books on like how to become a better communicative partner, how to build yourself up. Go work on yourself. Don't put your whole life in dating. And that's what it sounds like you're doing. You're trying to find that partner. I got to find this person so I can be whole. I got to find that person to complete my emptiness. I got to find this person to complete this. That's what it sounds like. I know I'm jumping to conclusions. You know what they say about jumping to conclusions and making assumptions. But it sounds like, for me, listen to you write this out, it sounds like you're looking for a partner to complete something for you, and that's not how dating works. You need to complete yourself first, and then that partner adds value to your life. So work on yourself first. Become the best person that you can be first. Improve yourself. Maybe it's working out. Maybe it's getting better. Maybe it's as in like working out like in the gym or getting healthier. Maybe it's focusing on find a hobby to do. So then take your time off of things so you're not so gung-ho and focused on dating and trying to find that partner. Because if you're coming dating with this urgency, I need you to be my partner. I need you to be my partner. I need you to be my partner. It's going to be like, whoa, brother, slow down. We don't need all that. We're just here to have fun and and see we connect well. Somebody don't want to date somebody where they feel like they have this urgency to make sure they got this person on lock and therefore they feel like they locked in. No, take your time, take a step back from dating and work on yourself first. And then when you feel like you're ready to date again, whether that be 6 months, 7 months, a year or 2 years from now, then you'll find you have that, that charisma and all those things you said you was doing to get the girl to enjoy talking to you and flirting and courting her in a sense. But as of right now, if you're have a negative output towards dating, take a step back, work on yourself, build yourself up. Where that's self-help books, getting a hobby, working out, where the kids would be to make yourself feel better, and then start trying to date a year from now. All right, we'll go 2 more before ending this episode. Here is our next one. Do men care if women wear hair extensions? Question mark. Looking for input from men, as I had lots of input from women. I always had fine, thin hair, not so thin that you can see my scalp, but thin enough that I get negative comments from hairdressers when I get my hair cut. I've always been a bit conscious about my hair, and I recently got hair extension clips inserted. They put clips inserted in parentheses, like, I guess somebody who doesn't know what hair extensions are wouldn't know what hair extensions are. I love how they look in my hair. I love how I feel, but I never worn them for anything other than a big outing, as I feel a little fake wearing them. So I'm wondering, how much would it bother you if the person you were seeing wore hair extensions? To be honest, I never hear a guy when you talk about ladies, man, I wish you take their hair extensions out. Never heard a guy say that. Never heard a guy say that. Now, you do hear guys say, no, I like to see a woman in natural beauty. I love to see a woman what she looks like in her natural beauty. Yes, you will hear guys say that. But you never hear a guy complain if she's wearing makeup or have hair extension. Never. I never really heard a guy that say, oh, she's wearing too much makeup. Ew. If they're saying that, they try to find a way to nag you and be a nag and bring you down. That's a negative comment. A nag, try to nag you and bring you down, try to drop you down because they think your beauty is too beautiful for them. So they're like, if I can bring her down a peg, then I might be have a chance. That's what that guy is thinking. But I never heard a guy tell me, from conversations with other friends, from conversations to podcasts, to TV shows, talk shows, or it could be even heck, Love is Blind and dating reality shows. I never heard a guy say she has hair extensions, I can't date her. Never. Matter of fact, I'm not sure how many guys actually know what hair extensions are unless they dated a girl who has had hair extensions. Once you date somebody who has had hair extensions, you be like, oh, okay, those are hair extensions. But you're not looking, the guy's not looking at your hair trying to see, oh man, she has hair extensions, we can't date. Nah. The guy's not doing all that. He's not going to care. He's more happy to be there versus trying to figure out what kind of hair extensions do you have? Do you have hair extensions in or not? Is that your real hair? If a guy's saying all that to you, then I'll be more weary of him. But like, what's your job? Are you a hairdresser? What are you asking about? My hair is really weird, really real. So, yeah, guys don't really care at the end of the day. All right, last one here. Would you judge a partner for their past encounters? Basically in the title, if you met someone and started dating them, but when discussing previous relationships / partners, you saw they had a lot of one-night stands or hookups, would that change your opinion on them? I'm in a stage in my life where I've been so burnt too many times consecutively, so looking to keep it more casual for a bit, as I don't want a man right now, but a girl's got needs, you know. As long as I'm being smart, having safe sex, not putting myself at risk, I don't see it to be an issue, but I read a couple of things on here about finding out about a partner's past and it changed their opinion, so just curious. The first thing you need to do on a date, if you're going to date somebody seriously, is ask them, what's your thoughts on body count? It's a very childish thing to ask, but what's your thoughts on body count? Just hear what their perspective is. If there's somebody saying, well, no, she needs to make sure she has a body count lower than 5, or maybe had none, or maybe one partner, then you know right then and there, they're not gonna be a partner for you. They're just gonna be closed-minded about it. But they're like, I don't care about body count right off the bat. And you're like, well, heck, let's have fun. So do your body count change? It shouldn't change their opinion of you, but there are men out there who will say, yo, it does, and that's they're not being smart about that, because if you ask them, they'll be like, well, I slept with 20 women, I slept with 10 women, I slept with 15, I've been with X, Y, and Z, and they'll be like, yeah, I've been with this, and this, and they'll tell you that, and then look at you if you've done the same thing, like, oh, how dare you? But you're like, you're being safe, you're not being, being safe with it, you're not being careful out there, not just giving it to anybody, then have fun. Go have fun. Be smart who you select. Be safe. So that way nobody trying to mess with you in a sense. But also something to think about. I never heard somebody at somebody's wedding stop a wedding and ask, what's the body count? When they ask a question, and I gotta know before they get married, guys, what's the body count? I never heard somebody say that for men and women. People get married, nobody care about the past. Nobody care about the body count. Nobody. Everybody's there to celebrate the wedding. So let that sink in. Looking for a partner for life, nobody's gonna care about the body count. That partner's not gonna care about your body count. They genuinely want to be with you, they are not gonna care. Now, some dudes who are like, oh, I'm gonna be stuck about body count, and that's their fault. They're not for you. So go have fun, enjoy life. See what other flavors of ice creams out there and have fun with the flavors of ice cream. Comparing guys to ice cream. But, go have fun out there. Enjoy your life. And when you're ready to settle down, find a partner. Settle down, find a partner, and ask that person what they think of body count. And they's like, I don't care. Have fun. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much. Please continue to share, like, and get the podcast out there. Please follow the podcast. Thank you guys so much. See you on the next episode and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching this show. I appreciate you and keep being awesome.